Hey guys! So meet CEO Nancy. So I want to talk to you guys about being a CEO. So in case you're considering starting your own business this year, so if you're considering starting your own business, I want to talk to you about things that no CEO would tell you. It's because I have experienced it, that's why I'm telling you this. So when you want to experience yours, you should know, you should be ready. I wish someone had actually told me. You know, it is very easy to go to the office and sit down and do your work and just get your plaque and go, and by the end of the month just get your paycheck and you continue that routine. And sometimes when we're working, we feel like our bosses are putting pressure on us and we just want to take a break, like we just want to, like, sometimes just want to shh. But then now, because if I don't tell you and we enter the year and you're not prepared and then I come up with such, you'll be like, if I had known. You know, there are a lot of things that I wish I had known before I became a CEO. This is what my boss is just giving me so much pressure, left, right, and center. I'm tired. I want to become my own boss. Yeah. Are you sure you are ready? Are you ready? Hey, I'm gonna be raw with you, like, right? I also was like that. Although I wasn't like the yeah type. I wasn't like I want my boss is there. No, I enjoyed the pressure. The pressure made me go higher. It made me do more, right? They made me stretch. Yeah, that's the word. The pressures made me stretch. So in the midst of the stretching, I still felt like my boss is always in the office, like pressing phone. Sometimes she'll be rolling on the chair like this, and my head is down. And you, Nancy, come here. You've not done this, you've not done that. Nancy, what am I going to rest? Me too. I was actually working because I felt I need to before I would become my own boss, before I start my own business, I would need to gather some amount of money first. So like one day I was looking up to my boss. I'm like, one day I'm going to be on this chair rolling. I'm going to also be boss. Hey, you need to see me rolling on my machine. So I'm not going to go into full details of how it all started, of how I was left with no other choice but to start the business even before I got fully prepared. So now my advice is that it's good you start your own business, but are you ready? Are you ready for the challenges now, right? The challenges that comes with the business. It's not just about the money. It's not just about the bossing around of other staff. It's about you, because you do not want to fail. Trust me, you do not want to fail. So sometime last year I read a post. It says, if you do one thing consistently for 6 months, you will get results. So I did one thing consistently for over 6 months. I got results. So today I don't want to go into too much stories, but if you're thinking of starting a business, first of all, you should know that every business you want to start, there's someone doing it out there. So I dived into I didn't dive, no. I walked gently because I knew what I was doing. I didn't dive, no. So I entered the fashion industry. First of all, I knew the fashion industry, there were so many people in it. But man, I didn't know it was this competitive. I didn't know it was this big, right? The fashion industry is one of the biggest and the most competitive. Like, there's always someone better than somebody, and somebody creating something nobody have ever created, and somebody doing better, and just something somewhere is just, you know, is the pressure is from the outside, right? So I'm going to streamline this this discussion today. I'm going to go on some questions that you might likely want to ask about. So the first one I have here, it says how business owners get paid. You know, when you're doing the 9 to 5 work and you just go to the office, resume the normal time and close normal time to your normal work, and the end of the month get your paycheck, and nobody cares about how the bosses get paid, because you just feel, oh, the bosses pay me, so they take care of themselves. Have you ever thought, how do your boss get paid? Take a moment. Hey, okay, let's say they invested into that business themselves. I'll tell you something you might have not have heard this, and that is, sometimes your bosses don't get paid. They just make sure they pay you, because it's happened to me. There are a lot of lapses you have to cover as a boss. You know, so it's not just about the chair that I was admiring, that was rolling, and then the phone, and they're like, yes, why are you on your phone? I'm like, oh, but you've been on your phone. Sometimes in I get messages, like I don't even have time to even look into it. Like I can't. Nobody's telling me now not to press my phone. Nobody's telling me now not to go on in my emails. Nobody's telling me now not to check Instagram. But sometimes the only time I have to reply certain messages, they are after work. That is like moving from from the practical phase of the work to the texting phase of the work. So sometimes it's like that. Now, okay, the question is, how do business owners get paid? The people who pay you, they are your clients. So imagine your boss is paying you, and then the clients are paying your boss. You have one person you are answering to, and that is your boss. But your boss has several persons they are answering to. Now, it doesn't matter how small the clients are. Like I told you, I said I'm into the fashion industry. So the boss's boss, they are my clients. My clients are my boss. They are the one who pay me. So in order for me to get my money from them, I have to answer to them. So your bosses answers to their clients, to those small clients that comes to the office. So your own is just an intermediary. The main person facing the pressure is the boss, the CEO, because the CEO have to answer to their bosses, and these bosses are the ones that brings business to the organization. Be it little, be it large, they are the one paying your boss. So each client that comes to your office each day, they are your boss's boss. And that's why you see, you know, there was this time there, I was not allowed to be rude to a client, and I felt really bad. Like, this client is crazy, like crazy. How do I cope with that? How do I cope with a crazy client? Like, let me just tell this girl off. Let me just speak my mind, and sometimes you need to open up to them. Sometimes, girl, you need to keep shut, because that person you want to tell your mind to is your boss's boss. So it is the client that pays the boss, while the boss pays you. So your actual bosses that are paying you salary, that are paying you, you are giving your paychecks, they are your clients. They are your boss's clients. Okay, the next question is, why can't I speak to crazy clients? Why can't I speak my mind to crazy clients? Okay, girl, you're not going to eat your mind. You're going to eat what you bought with money. And what you need from them is money. So, ever wondered why your boss will tell you, you don't talk to that client like that, you don't do that, you don't talk to the client like that, you can't behave rude, the clients are right. And sometimes your boss go as far as embarrassing you in front of the client. And you're like, this is my boss. I'm trying to defend the company, and you're offended. Girl, huh? You're offended. You're playing with your paycheck, your boss's paycheck. Now, your boss won't allow you to talk to them because they are his or her boss. So I run a business, and clients come to my workshop and they're like, I want to make this dress. They come down to me, I want to make this dress, and they say it in a very rude manner. And then my staff are like, don't talk to my boss like that. Don't like it. If you can't so take your clothes and go like crazy, take which clothes and go. Yeah, they're not going nowhere. Because okay, there's something that happened one time, and this client came to me and she was like, she wants to make this clothes, and about three, and she was, negotiating a very ridiculous price because the price difference the margin was just too large. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, ma, I can't do that. It doesn't work. It can't work like that. And she was like, no, you have to do it. Or you can't tell me you cannot do it. What is the cost of doing this particular thing? I can calculate it for you. I can calculate the cost of doing it for you. And she was just talking to me rudely. She was talking on top of her voice like we were arguing, or probably like we were fighting. Probably like my ass made that she can tell to do anything, and I just go ahead and do it like that. And then my staff was like, excuse me, ma. And then I looked at her like, she sat down, she understood the wink. So somehow the clients left because there was no way I could actually do that. So the client left, and after he left, he came to me. I was like, ma, I'm sorry, but why do you allow such person? Like, looking at her, I don't think she's up to you financially, like in everything, rating her. This person is not up to your caliber. Why do you allow this person speak to you in this manner? Like, she wanted to reply there with the way I spoke to her. That's why with the way I winked at her, that was why she had to sit back. But that she just couldn't take it, and she felt, so she just said to ask me now that the person is gone. And when she said, I looked at her, smiled. I said, that person you're saying is my boss, because my boss didn't come in a Rolls Royce. It doesn't mean they're not the one paying me. If this one doesn't come, if I abuse this one and she doesn't come back, and then she tells other clients don't go there, how do we work in this place? The reason why we work is because of them. So they are our employers right now. So forget the fact that I'm the one paying you. These clients you see, this small one I see, you call small, they are my employer, because if they stop bringing business to me, I run out of business. So I wouldn't give her the impression that if I can do her bidding today, I wouldn't do her bidding tomorrow. And she understood me perfectly, and somehow the lady came back and was like, oh, actually I've seen your work and they're actually good, so let's just. But then at the time she came back, the dollar rate was like, whoo. So I just said, I'm sorry, ma, actually, like, again. I'm like, no, I'm really sorry, but the current situation and the rise in currency now, so things have actually gone higher. And she paid, so the people who pay your boss, the actual employers of your boss, they are the clients that deals with you. And that is why your bosses will never allow you speak to any clients in any manner, regardless of how they approach them. So it is not about you. It's not like the boss doesn't like the fact that you wanted to react, but the fact doesn't like the fact that you want him or her to run out of business. So it's just like you're firing your boss. When you fire your boss's client, you fire your boss, because those are your boss's boss. And those are your boss's boss. So it goes like that. So your one person pays you, other clients pays your boss. Get it? Okay, the next question on my list is, how do I even start a business? How can I attract clients? Part of the reason why I didn't start in time, and I had to be forced and I was forced, into starting at the time I started, was because I had this great fear, like, what if I start this business and nobody patronizes me? What if I start this business and I still have to go back? How do I survive? That's the greatest fear the devil could ever put in your mind. It would give you excuses, it would give you reason to stay in your comfort zone, and this comfort zone is your 9 to 5. Until that 9 to 5 pushed me out, I didn't know that I would have as much reception as I have today in the fashion industry. So if you're gonna be thinking about that, trust me, every boss ever thought about that, because I spoke with a friend of mine that we went through the same classes together, and she's like, she's been planning to start business for about 3 years now, more, because she's been discussing it with me. Like, she wants to do this business, she wants to do that business, and we'll be discussing it together. And she's not started yet, but she was like, oh, let's see, how did you do it? How did you start this business and you're gaining clients? Like, that is her fear. Like, what if client don't come? How will she pay the store rent, and how will she feed and survive financially? So I told her, I said, I had the greatest fear of all time. I had the greatest fear of all time, because where I opened my business, there were about 4 persons doing the same business. But I had no choice. Like, I had to, and it has to be there. So I didn't have any clients until 3 weeks. So imagine you coming to the store every day and waiting for one person to just branch. And the people who came at first, they were those that just wanted to look and peep what's going on here. Those people, I say thank you to them. I'm telling them thank you. They get to see this video if you ever came to my store and then you just looked around. Thank you, because they gave me hope. Those people actually gave me hope that someone is looking at me. So don't feel offended if someone come and price your goods and they don't buy. They were my first set of hope. They gave me hope that someone was looking at me, because I imagine that, is anybody even seeing that I am here? Are they even seeing that I'm here? So those people came around and were like, what's going on here? What's going on here? They were the hope I had. Some will go as far as telling you, okay, I have some fabric I want to bring for you. So I will bring it probably weekend. And then they never showed up till tomorrow. You get that? So when they tell me they're going to bring it through weekend, I remember waking up, getting to the store around 6 a.m. because I had one client. I didn't know it was just a passerby who just needed to know. And she told me, she was like, she goes to work very early, and she would like to drop it before going to work. She'll be passing by latest 6. So I was like, okay, she should not worry, I'll be around. So I had to wake up very early, took my bath, I didn't eat nothing. I just went to the store and I waited and waited and waited and waited. These clients never showed up. So I'm not offended that this client didn't show up. I am happy because she gave me hope. So imagine that for that period, nobody even came by. Imagine how reluctant I will feel. Imagine how down I will feel, like nobody's looking at me. So sometimes that might be your fear, but after that break, like it was like a break for me, right? After that break, steady rushes, it was rush till I had to stop taking order. First week of December, I stopped taking order, and because I was filled with work, I still worked till 26th of December because of the work I already had that piled up. So I decided not to receive new order till my resumption, because I just needed that. This is my only break. Okay, this is my only break. Okay, so don't be scared that nobody will come by. Keep doing what you're doing. You're not 6 months yet. right? You won't get to 6 months. Trust me, you won't get to 6 months. But then don't expect that immediately you open the door to your business that people are going to pile up. No, it doesn't work like magic. It works with time, and with time, that time it won't be a distant time. So start it anyway. Start it anyway. It's gonna work out because it works for me. It's gonna work for you too. The next question is what is the scariest part of being a CEO? You know, you would think maybe the scariest part might be when if no client comes up, no client this, no client that. They will definitely come. But the scariest part of becoming a CEO is that there are no breaks except you cut corners, right? There are no breaks. Now, every other person can go on break. Every other person can close by 5 p.m. Every other person can resume by 9 a.m. But to a CEO, except you have to be very disciplined to say, I'm not going to pick calls from this time to this time. I'm not going to reply messages from this time to this time. If you don't do that, you're going to be replying messages 247. You're going to be picking calls 247. You're going to be working your ass off 247. I say, yes, now I want to be busy. Yes, you want to be busy. Trust me, when time comes, you don't want to be that busy. I'm very sick. My temperature was very high, and my eyes were turning like it was hot. Like when I'm not feeling too well, my eyes, I noticed it in my eyes first, and I was almost fainting. But then I had this pile of work that I needed to deliver within a very short time. I had to call my nurse to come to my workshop to treat me right there. When the nurse took my blood sample for test and all of that, they ran the test, and she told me, this is the result you have, and you need to start immediate treatment. You had shortage of blood, you had this, you had that. I wasn't thinking about how I was feeling. I was thinking of how I was going to satisfy my clients before the due dates. So I spoke with her, and they just did everything they could do, and I took my treatment in the shop. While I was at the workshop, I was on drip, and I was working at the same time, because these clients wouldn't know that they wouldn't care. As much as they want you to be healthy, they also want their goods, and you don't want to fuck them up, because if you fuck them up the first time, and you might never get to see them again. So when you tell your boss, I'm having stomach ache, my stomach is aching me, I want to go home, and they're like, go home. If it was your own business, you cannot go home. So stop saying, I told my boss I was having a headache and I wanted to take permission, and then they granted me the permission, or they granted the permission. They granted the permission, they are over pampering you, they're not preparing you for your future. And if they don't grant you the permission, take it as it is. Take it that is your business. So it was the scariest part for me. So I because all my dream was like, when I become a CEO, every weekend I'm gonna be balling, like balling. For over 5 months, the only days I had off were Sundays, and I still go to church. Then half day is already gone. So I just want to rest, because Monday I have to resume back to work. So I didn't even have my Saturday, I didn't even have my Fridays. So if you're gonna be a CEO, if you're gonna be prepared for it, you've got to be very, very prepared for it. So guys, that is it for today. If I have more questions, I'm gonna do a different video, and we'll continue from there. So do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on my Instagram at I am Joy Nancy. So the business page is Airpost Collection. Airpost Collection. You can follow on Instagram as well. So see you guys next time. If you have any question you want to ask about becoming a CEO or fashion designer, I got you covered. So leave your question in the comment box, and I'll be right there to reply all of your questions and answer all of your concerns. So I'll see you guys. Let me know if you're starting your business. If you've not started, let me know if you're planning. If you're still, let me know the confusion you're having. Trust me, I ain't going to hide nothing from you guys. Okay, so let's do this.